Hey guys, Winter Wolf here with a brief update brought to you by thenumbers.com on just exactly how well the Super Mario Bros. Movie has been doing, despite the idiocy of some certain critics and some certain circles online, on YouTube, wherever. As you can see here right through the middle of the screen, the Mario Bros. Movie is absolutely dominating the box office with upwards of $677 million coming through 2 weekends, with only about a 28% drop off between weekend 1 and 2. And basically the short of that, ladies and gentlemen, is that this movie has legs going forward. Lots of schools here in America are on April vacation this week, with lots of kids sitting around with nothing to do, and lots of parents who are still either working from home or just really don't want to have these kids up in their business every single day, every single minute, are probably going to take kids to see this movie, a second time, maybe even a first or a third time at some point during this week. So I only expect this number to grow. And you got to bear in mind too, the 677 million here still does not take into account releases in Japan and Korea. Neither of these movies have opened Super Mario just yet. This movie's not only going to hit $1 billion easy, it's going to probably coast easily to $1.5 billion. It's already holding the record for highest gross all time of an animated film, absolutely annihilating the competition that was laid before it. In Hollywood, this message is for you from the fans of the Super Mario Bros. Movie, who I suspect have a sizable overlap with movies like Top Gun Maverick and movies like Spider-Man No Way Home. Entertainment is greater than agenda. And I don't mean the overlap is necessarily the demographic overlap of age or race, ethnicity, gender, identity, anything like that. I think people on just about every side of the political argument, except only the ultramost fringes of both sides of a spectrum, or any political party, are just sick and tired of movies pandering one way or another to any particular group of people, while ostensibly feeling like they're just leaving other people out of an enjoyable experience. So enter Super Mario Brothers here. I think Nintendo absolutely called every shot right. They oversaw scene-to-scene development of the movie. They were able to kind of curate the kind of content, the kind of messaging, and I didn't see a whole lot of it in here, that went into their movie, and really just deliver on the most simple of basic commercial and market principles, which is give your customer what they're expecting, right? You give us trailers for a Mario Brothers movie, and characters look like Super Mario Brothers. We get plot leaks of what the story's going to be like, and it sounds like a Super Mario Brothers game. We have inclusions from various games across the ages of the Super Mario Brothers famed franchise, and everything just feels right. And we get criticisms from people like Grace Randolph that are trying to conflate the issue and act confused why they don't understand how this movie's doing so well. And I got news for you, Grace. It's doing well because it's not trying to be anything other than what folks expected it to be. And despite any of the race-baiting idiocy that other people want to put out there and try to not understand why white people or black people or people of Latino extraction, Asian extraction, men, women, kids, all seem to like this movie on the same time. Newsflash, it's because no one's playing sides with this movie, right? There's something in this movie for everybody, and honest to God, you're missing out if you don't give it at least a shot and go check it out after the overwhelming positive word of mouth that it's received. And you really need look no further than a site like Rotten Tomatoes for all the scam artist nonsense that goes on sites like that. But anywhere you get critic ratings that are in the mid 40s, but the audience rating is 98%, probably tells you everything you need to know. And there's nobody review brigading the Mario Brothers movie. People have left tons and tons and tons of positive reviews that explain exactly why they liked it. And the reviews that you get on the other side of the aisle about the criticisms really come down to a couple of almost what become moot points when criticizing this movie. Yes, if we're being objective, the story is kind of paper thin, but it's a Super Mario Brothers movie. It's not Citizen Kane. It's not supposed to be anything other than a video game movie that features these characters doing video game character shit that we've seen them do. And other people want to have the obligatory complaints, and this ties back into what I had mentioned earlier in terms of the fringest of the fringe. People crying about how there's no representation in the movie. Like, sorry guys, it's based on source material, and we weren't going to add multicultural toadstools so people hypothetically wouldn't feel left out. When you grew up in the 80s or 90s, plenty of kids of all different colors, creeds, ethnicities, races, anything, we're all down with playing Super Mario Brothers. And nobody gave a single shit back then about what color the 8-bit pixels on the screen were. So I'm going to send a massive congratulations out to the folks, the designers, the creators, the artists, the voice actors, and most especially Chris Pratt, who obviously took a beating in the media for just being who he is and having done absolutely nothing to harm anybody. Congratulations, Mr. Pratt, on a massive success of the Super Mario Bros. Movie. I hope they bring your cast back for multiple sequels. I'd like to see Super Mario Brothers 2, 3, Super Mario World, some spin-offs into Koopa Kids. Love to see a Luigi's Mansion. And I think we know at this point the NCU is going to be a thing that happens given the massive returns that are still ahead of this movie coming out as it moves into the Eastern market over there in Japan, where it's obviously going to be a massive cultural phenomenon, a massive cultural moment. Expect this to compete with Demon Slayer in terms of box office growth. Probably going to blow that out of the water. And to date, that was the biggest release I believe Japan had. So I'm looking forward to this movie crushing $1 billion, maybe even $1.5 billion or more, and absolutely just feeding lunch all around to places like Disney, who really just can't get out of their way and figure out how their movies keep flopping while Nintendo just shows up and quite casually drops the most basic premise of movies right on top of them and absolutely smashes it. So congratulations all around. Guys, if you haven't seen the movie, go check it out. If you'd like more updates, news, and views on these kind of stories, please sub to the channel. We'd appreciate it. Comment below if you saw Mario Bros. Let me know who your favorite character was. A lot of people feeling the Bowser love this week, and I don't blame them. Jack Black absolutely crushed that as well. And until next time, guys, I will see you in the next one.